Yeah. Greeted by the harsh glare of the sun as I get my first exposure of sunlight for the day. I arrive at the local store located a few blocks down from my apartment. As I approach the magazine section, I see a figure of a girl staring at the last copy of the VTuber magazine. I immediately notice the dark circles in her eyes, reflecting the weary aura that's at stake for me. Even I don't ever look this inside when my donations get ignored. This might be a grim reminder of the harsh realities of the 3D world. It's a stark contrast to the positive atmosphere of VTuber streams. She appears to be lost in thought, staring at the image of Mana on the cover of the magazine. She shifts my presence and turns my way. Oh, that's a cute guys. Oh, sorry. Did you want the last copy of the VTuber magazine? Wow, even her voice sounds like she's dead inside. Oh, I'm sorry. I probably should have read that like more monotone, right? I'm so used to hearing voices full life on stream that I didn't realize that people could sound like this. Were you gonna buy it? If you were, then that's alright. No, that's okay. Do you want it? Huh, I guess she's being nice and letting me have it. Thanks. Yeah, I was playing it. Well, in that case, I'll be buying it first, huh? Jots. You can take it. This girl. Guess she does have a bit of life in her. Thanks. I take extra caution picking up the magazine in case she tries to mess with me some more, but she just looks at me with a smug smile. So you're a fan of VTubers? That's an understatement. VTubers are my lifeblood. Oh, just curious, why do you like VTubers? Offering a chance for me to talk about my favorite thing in the whole world? Say no more. First off, there's an implicit assumption that these people with anime avatars are going to share a common interest in Japanese entertainment media. And back in my food, what'd you get to eat? I automatically build a connection with them because of that, and as well as the immediate attraction that I have to a well-designed model. Next, VTubers have a wide breadth of talents, including drawing, singing, dancing, and voice acting, which appeal to people. VTubers are just generally entertaining people that are nice to be around. When I'm watching a VTuber stream, it's almost like I'm hanging out with them. Spaghetti with chicken? That sounds good. Overall, VTubers are just these incredible bundles of character and talent. It's almost otherworldly. I beam with pride at my detailed explanation, but I'm met with a blank expression. I see. She doesn't look very impressed by my explanation. I'm starting to think I might have creeped her out a little. Maybe I should say I like them because they're cute or funny, but hey, she was the one who asked. Say, have you ever thought that these VTubers aren't real? Huh? What do you mean? There are real people behind these avatars. I know, but what if that VTuber persona is not really who they are? What if the person behind them acted completely differently? It's almost like the VTuber doesn't actually exist as a person. Pause at the abruptness of this question. This typically wouldn't be the type of questions that you would just ask someone you just met. But I don't like the implications that are being made about VTubers, so I thought, well, I doubt there are differences in the way that people present themselves on stream and the way that people act in their personal lives. Okay, Shouma, you are oblivious and stupid. Okay. Because everyone knows... Well, I mean, for the most part, like, people do adopt a persona. Like...
That's how I get
if I stream when I'm depressed, you would never know it because I'm still happy bubbly.
People see that I'm energetic when I stream.
People act differently depending on the situation. Like how to act in front of strangers versus how you act at home. Oh yeah, my persona is being a dick. Oh, that's just me in general. That's true for VTubers as well, I guess. It also depends on their situation. Why are they acting differently? I have a feeling that this is, Mana. That's true. What about this? You have a person that acts a certain way, but for the sake of playing a VTuber persona, they have to adopt a different personality and act in a way that they usually never would. Would you consider that VTuber to not be real? That the person was just playing a character? The idea that an idealized VTuber isn't actually real is one that wouldn't sit well in anybody's mind. But think about it, there is some validity to that idea. I watch VTubers all the time, but I always just assumed that there was a person behind the avatar that acted the same way. As much as I hate to admit it, I guess there's always the possibility that there might be a real person behind the avatar who's just playing a part. I try to keep my real self. I mean, I do too. But I also, like, as much as I am about mental, like, awareness, this is a safe spot for people to come, I don't want to be sad on stream. Like, I just want to be happy and strong for you guys and not, like, let you guys see the dark shit. But does that necessarily mean the VTuber isn't real? What would even constitute them as being real? This is making my head hurt. Guess there's an argument to be made that because there isn't a person who would act that way completely naturally, that identity might not be real. But at the same time, it's pretty difficult for a person playing a character to hide their individual quirks and mannerisms, even if they're adopting a completely different personality. That might just end up being a different side of a person. I see. I don't think it's exactly as simple as separating yourself from that part that you might be forced to play. There will likely always be a part of that person that shows. The very least, in the minds of the fans and experiences and memories they have with that VTuber are real. Maybe that's what matters. Did you see that line from your favorite anime? You got me, but there's some truth to it. I don't want to believe that my experiences with a VTuber would all be for nothing because that person behind the avatar is just playing a part. Well, it wouldn't necessarily be for nothing. Yeah, do you keep the dark stuff out just a little bit? It can be. Oh no, sweetie. If you want to talk about it, you can. It's just that I'm sure a lot of fans would feel betrayed if that wasn't who a VTuber actually was. And the VTuber themselves may not be at the way they want or do the things they normally do. Speaking of which, I also want to ask, would the motivations of the person behind a VTuber avatar even make a difference? Say you have a person who's really shy, but they want to be able to put themselves out there and be more open. So they use a VTuber avatar to reinvent themselves and be a more outgoing person. Then you have another person who's shy, but they take solace in that and want to continue being shy as a VTuber. Yeah. But they're forced to play the personality of an outgoing person, maybe because the agency they joined forced them to. Can both of the VTubers in this scenario still be considered to be the person's self? My gut reaction is to say that the VTuber persona, the person who voluntarily plays that personality, is more real and obviously themselves. But even if someone didn't want to play that outgoing personality, that might still be themselves acting in that way. They might find themselves naturally becoming more outgoing, and therefore that becomes their self. The first example definitely seems like it's someone who's themselves when VTubing though. But if they can only act that way when they adopt that VTuber identity, then is that really themselves? Isn't that similar to putting on a superhero suit or transforming into a magical girl? I've watched enough magical girl anime to know the answer to that. Transforming empowers the girls to perform feats that they otherwise might not have had the courage to do. But their true strength was always in their hearts, regardless of transformation. Oh, that's interesting. The fact that you watch magical girl shows, that is. Not what you said. I hope by interesting you mean that with a positive connotation. There's nothing wrong with watching magical anime as a young male adult. Find the stories to be inspiring. I'm sure that's not all you find inspiring. Oh, I agree. I just wish it was that simple in reality. Or maybe it really is that simple and I'm just overthinking things. Last question. Does the audience perception of the VTuber's identity matter in determining if the identity is real? I don't follow. So you have a VTuber that wants to express themselves on stream. Okie-doke. But how the audience sees that VTuber is different from how that VTuber wants to be expressed. So that VTuber acts how the audio how the audience wants to see them. Is that VTuber identity considered real? And can that even be considered the person's self? I guess it's real in the sense that this is how a real person acts in a situation where they feel forced to act in a certain way. And also in the sense that the audience's perceived identity is fulfilled. And it's not real in the sense that this isn't the way that this VTuber would normally act, and they might just be playing a persona. I don't really know if that's still considered the VTuber's self. Sorry, is there supposed to be a clear, correct answer to these questions? I feel like I haven't given a single one. I don't think so. At least, I don't really have a clear, correct answer. I'm mostly just asking so I can see another person's point of view. It might be naive, but I wish it could always be as simple as just be yourself and everybody will accept you and you will succeed as a VTuber. Maybe for some, it is that simple and there's no problem. Some VTubers just be themselves on stream and enjoy what they do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But even then, not everyone might accept you, and you might have people push a different identity onto you. What people want might end up being different from what you want to express. Maybe it causes a disconnect between that person and their VTuber persona. Or maybe that's actually them. There's a disconnect when it probably becomes more pronounced when you adopt a new name and appearance. Probably. Then, in that scenario, is that VTuber self the fake and their usual self the real self? Or maybe they're both different but are real sides to the same person. Or maybe they're both fake. I guess. How would that even work? I don't know. I just said that to mess with you. I applaud your ability to crack jokes right after asking such serious questions. How did I even get into this situation? I almost forgot why I came here in the first place. Can't say I necessarily hate this though. I hadn't really put much thought into what it means for the VTuber to take on a new identity. Even if that conversation we had just felt like a jumbled mess, I feel like I gained a new perspective on VTubers. Oh yeah, this all started from being asked to why I like VTubers. What about you? Why do you like VTubers, assuming that you do? If I said I don't watch VTubers, I would demand my time and energy back. Here, I thought I found a kindred soul. Okay. Yeah, I watch VTubers. Why I like them? Let's see. You can be a shelter for those that need it. Sometimes you have nowhere else to go. Sometimes you just need to get away from everything. Sometimes you aren't happy with the way things are, and you need somewhere to express yourself in ways that you normally couldn't. In the world of VTubing, you're free from the threads that tie you from becoming who you want to be. You can choose how you look, how you act, and just be able to reinvent yourself. The face he makes. It's only reminded my own experiences when I started watching VTubers. Really did have nowhere else to go. For the first time in who knows how long, it feels like someone might have understood me. I can relate to that. Oh, sometimes we just need to feel like there's someone there talking and chilling with us. There might not be anywhere else to go to get that human connection. I realize that I said I have no friends in a roundabout way. Even if there are people in your life that you can go to, it might feel like nobody understands you. Sometimes you just need a break from everything. Others might not even have the luxury of having friends, so they go to VTubers. She looks at me and she says that as if to empathize the idea that I might not have friends. Why are you looking at me with that expression when you said that? Come on, you're supposed to look at people when you're speaking to them. You didn't think I was implying anything, did you? This girl's giving me a smug smile. She knows what she did. Nope, not at all. Must have been a coincidence. I must have been mistaken. Sorry for suspecting you. My best exaggerated display of poor acting. Good. I accept your apology. I was about to break into tears if I were to be suspected of implying that you have no friends. Hey, you're not supposed to point that out, so you were implying that. She gets a hearty laugh. Then quickly goes back to her deadpan expression. I don't know what you're talking about. But going back to what I was saying, she's changing the subject. Even if there's nowhere else to go, that's not to say that people should go and pour their troubles out to a streamer. You don't do that, do you? Hey, what do you take me for? My sugars are so pathetic that even if I wanted to inconvenience others, they would just think of me even less than they already would. I don't think that's something you should be proud of. But I don't think it matters how pathetic your struggles are. There might always be others out there that are going through a rougher time, but that doesn't make your struggles any less important to you. What's Amanda Buzz? What matters is how you deal with him, right? There's too much I don't get about this girl. Me too. Why did she suddenly start asking me difficult questions about VTubers? It's with the sad look she's giving. At the very least, I don't think she's being nice for the sake of seeming nice like other people do. Honestly, my struggles really are pathetic. Why would I ever inconvenience VTubers to listen to the troubles of someone as insignificant as me? It's a dark flying type. It's the vulture Pokemon from Black and White. Well, I don't want it. You just confront me. I'm not gonna try and earn any pity from someone I just met. I'm sure my struggles are not worth the time or emotional energy from even random people. Thanks. I didn't want to push back in case she ends up spending any more energy on insignificant things. So why were you asking me all these questions? Do you typically interrogate everybody you meet? How rude. Of course I don't do this to everybody. You were just a prime victim. In what way was I a prime victim? You're a VTuber fan, for one. You also looked like you had nowhere else to spend your time. What you said was contradictory. Being a VTuber fan means I have no time to spend on anything else. Yeah, sure. That proves my point. I'm not entirely convinced that she would just randomly start asking me weird questions without any reason, but it doesn't seem like I'll get any answer out of her. A Twitch Prime victim? Oh my goodness, Rush. I might as well take the chance to ask about her thoughts and other things. You said you're a fan of VTubers, right? What about Mana? The one on the cover. I guess you could call me a fan. Isn't she the greatest? That cool voice, that great sense of humor, the ability to handle any situation with confidence. The talent she has in so many fields. It ain't much. It's her! I'm telling you! This chick is Mana. Huh? There are a ton of other VTubers out there that are more talented and put in just as much work. Besides just a line for her to make it big. I take back what I thought about being understood. Might as well be kicking me down and sopping on me.
What the fuck is going on with this girl?
Shut up, Resh! Let me play! Hey, some people are into that. There's no way that she was just lucky and got to where she was. Well, that's the reality of VTubing world. It's all about timing and luck. That's just wrong. You can't make nothing out of their talents and efforts. Believe me, I really do respect the talents and efforts of VTubers. But the reality is no matter how talented or how much effort some people put in, it won't be enough. They won't make it. Others with less talent who put in less effort might make it big instead. Maybe it'd be because they came across the right opportunity to join an agency. Maybe that one clip they had went viral. The internet isn't a place that perfectly and accurately rewards work and talent. Oftentimes, the success of a VTuber will bend to the winds of whatever's trending at that time. And if it was that easy to just predict or figure out, then anybody can make it big. I have to stop myself from getting angry. I know I shouldn't get defensive about things I like, but any affront to the VTubers I like, Mana in particular, feels like an attack on myself. I think I've calmed down. Thinking about it, there is some validity to what she's saying. Internet can be unpredictable, and how a VTuber can make it big isn't often something that's so easily determined. Watch plenty of smaller VTubers myself, and to say that they're not making it big because they're not working hard enough, or that they aren't talented enough, is disingenuous. But at the same time, you can't just make it big by timing and luck alone. People aren't going to just keep watching because you got lucky. There has to be some appeal to get people to stay. Sorry, I got a bit emotional. I think you're right about some things. We can't predict who will come big. There might be plenty of VTubers out there that could have been the next big thing, but never did. But there's no way that a VTuber remains successful without having the hard work and talent required to do so. I don't believe that Mana could be as successful as she is by just getting lucky. I'm sure that there was some of that involved. But the reach she gets by touching the hearts of her viewers isn't just a product of timing or luck. I truly believe that who she is as a person and the work that she puts in is the reason why she continues to appeal to so many people. She just looks at me with surprise. Who she is, eh? Sorry, I got a bit emotional as well. Maybe you're right. Regardless, popularity isn't the only indicator for success for VTubers, is it? There are a ton of VTubers that are satisfied with the community they've built regardless of size. Yes, like me. I'm happy where I am. I'm sure there are people who think that way, but at the same time, I think in the back of their minds, a lot of them also think that it'd be nice if they were to make it big. There are plenty of VTubers out there that have single-digit average viewers and desperately wish to grow. Can't say I've been through that or know what goes through their minds, but you have a point. I've seen many VTubers try to put themselves out there on multiple platforms to try and grow. And imagine how many of their stories been denied before they could even get going because they started at the wrong time or just got unlucky. Did someone kick you down this morning or something? You don't seem to have the most optimistic outlook on things. This morning, someone's been kicking me down every day. Well, you should probably tell that person to stop. Yeah, that's someone's life. I'll make sure to tell them next time. But anyway, since we were talking about Mana, what if the one behind Mana is a completely different person? You mean what we were talking about earlier? Do you mean that the person behind Mana acts completely differently? That's a bit hard to believe. I don't know. Would it actually matter? What do you mean? Even if Mana is differentiating, then does that really matter? I mean, like you said earlier, there could be tons of reasons for it. You wouldn't feel betrayed that she was lying to you in a way? I think in the back of my mind, maybe I would, but she doesn't owe it to us in any way to act a certain way. Is that so? What about you? Aren't you Mana's fan? How would you feel? I feel betrayed that I find inspiration in someone so amazing which turned out to be pathetic in reality, as she was just putting up a front the entire time. Stop being so hard on yourself! Fuck! That's really harsh. That really wasn't the answer I was expecting. I guess there are really harsh Mana fans out there. I would have thought that everybody liked her. It's her! She hates herself, Shouma! I doubt that's actually the case though. Well, reality has a tendency to disappoint. I'm surprised she even had expectations in the first place to disappoint. Ooh! Damn! You're right, let me rephrase. Reality has a tendency to be exactly as I expect it to be. I can't help but give a chuckle at the absurdity of this conversation. How long have we been sitting here? 20 minutes?
All you wanted was a fucking magazine.
I know, right? And some food. I don't even know this girl's name, but I can tell that she's unique, to say the least. By the way, I don't think I caught your name. Trying to slide into my DMs, I see, leading me to this long-winded conversation and trying to get my information on me. You started this! You started this! Hey, you were the one who started asking me questions, and don't make me ask be a predator just for asking your name. My name's Makoto. Makoto Kagrazaka. That's a mouthful. My name's Shouma. Shouma Hasegawa. Well, Hasegawa. I should keep going now. Oh. Maybe what Yokin you requested me earlier. I'd much rather spend my time playing games or watching VTubers than trying to converse with strangers, but talking with this girl wasn't all that bad. She's a certain bitterness towards the world that I kind of admire. A lot of other people I've met just seem to passively agree with anything, but she doesn't seem to be afraid of speaking her mind. She has some interesting takes and questions. I don't even know anything about her, and we just happen to be here by chance. There's no excuse I can use for us to converse again. I can't just ask her for email number. Why would I think that she would want to continue associating with me anyway? I'm just being selfish. I'm not going to inconvenience her any further. That's good. It was nice talking with you. Maybe we'll see each other around. I'll be here around the same time tomorrow. I didn't get to buy the magazine I wanted. Isn't that just a roundabout way of telling me to come back tomorrow? Maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself. See ya. While she walks down the street, surely people haven't changed this much since the last time I talked to them. I'm sure she's just an oddity. Stomach suddenly reminds me of the reason I came to the store. I take the VTuber magazine and prepackaged meals to the counter to check out. Holy...
How long were you to fucking talk to the girl, damn?
Forever, apparently. I plopped down on my chair and laid the contents of my plastic bag on my desk. So I opened the plastic casing of my meal. I stare at the cover of the magazine. Mana's face adorns the front cover with her signature winking peace sign. I can't imagine that whoever is behind Mana might actually be a completely different person. Even if that was the case, would that necessarily be a bad thing? If that was by choice? If the Mana persona is used to become another someone that they want to be, then that's fine, isn't it? If that wasn't the case, how could someone not want to be Mana? She's basically perfect in the eyes of the VTuber community. She's a pillar of strength and proof that you can make it to the top with talent and hard work. I recall what Kazuraka Zaka told me earlier about her success being a result of luck and timing. There's no way that's completely true. The reason she's so successful is because she's so amazing. How can anyone ignore that fact? I don't think there's much point in thinking about this though. Mana is someone who's out of reach for any of us, especially someone like me. The most interaction you can get from her is a verbal reading of your donation. The amount of attention is enough. It's selfish and delusional to think you can get any more than that. Put down the magazine and flip through some VTuber streams to occupy myself for the rest of the day.